Alice in Borderland Season 3 confirms release window. Here's everything you need to know. The show will be back in 2025. Alice in Borderland just announced some very exciting news for fans, confirming that Season 3 is on the way in 2025. The Roigim official Netflix account shared a first-look teaser image, along with the words, "You're not ready for the final game." The question for the new episodes remains. What happens now for the battered gamers who thought they had finally returned to the real world? When is Alice in Borderland Season 3's potential release date? As mentioned above, we have confirmation that the third season of the popular show will be back on our screens in 2025. It's been a long time coming, as fans had to patiently wait for just over 2 years for Season 2 of Alice in Borderland to follow the first. But when will new episodes actually drop on Netflix? Without a solid date confirmed, we can only speculate at this point. With both previous seasons each receiving a December release date, perhaps Season 3 will follow that same pattern and release towards the end of 2025. We'll just have to watch this space, and we'll be bringing you the latest news as and when we receive updates from Netflix. Alice in Borderland. Spoilers follow beyond this point. Who is in the Alice in Borderland Season 3 cast? There were a couple of surprise visitors who we thought had died in Alice in Borderland Season 1, only for them to pop up in Season 2. Niragi, Dori Sakurada, and Aguni, Sho Aoyagi. Though thoroughly battered, Niragi more so, they made it out of Season 2, so we expect to see them again in Season 3. The same can't be said for Tada. Considering he was buried partway through the season, we're pretty sure Yutaro Watanabe's character will not be rising from the dead. Meanwhile, Arisu, Kento Yamazaki, and Usagi, Taotsuchiya, have survived explosions, stab wounds, and various other life-or-death scraps, just to join us for more. Confirming the duo's return following Season 3's announcement. Netflix said, with Kento Yamazaki and Taotsuchiya reprising their roles as Arisu and Usagi in Season 3, fans can look forward to witnessing the evolution of their characters in the ever-dangerous landscape of Borderland. Shinsuke Sato's continued direction will also ensure that the series maintains its trademark intensity and cinematic excellence. Also dragging themselves across the finish line were Aya Asahina, Nijiro Murakami, and Ayaka Miyoshi's characters Quina, Chishiya, and Anne, respectively, so we expect them to reprise their roles. Newcomer Yuri Tsunamatsu made a great addition to the cast as Heya, and since she didn't end up on the chopping block, there's no reason we shouldn't see her again. Risa Naka, who plays Mira Kano, spoke to Next Shark about her hopes for a third season and a return for her character. She began life in Season 1 as an executive member of the Beach, and was then revealed to be the Queen of Hearts, and the last enemy of Arisu and Usagi in the Borderlands. If there were to be a Season 3, I wonder what would happen with the whole team that fought together so far, she said. You saw the ghost of Hatter introduced in the show so many times, so I have this feeling that he might come back again. So for Mira, you might also think that she could return. Here's hoping. What will happen in Alice in Borderland Season 3? We fear Arisu and Co. are in for a big shock next season. Despite entering what they believe to be the real world in the season's finale, the reveal of the Joker card suggests they're anywhere but. Fans who have read the manga are also in for an extra special treat, because the Joker isn't actually in the source material, at least not quite in the same way that it is suggested in Alice in Borderland. The Joker in the manga is just the ferryman of Borderland, which means this new development of his characterization could take the story down new and exciting uncharted territory. Like Arisu, we have no idea what to expect except that we're certain there's more gameplay to come for the gang. The arrival of the Joker could lead to an expansion of the fairy tale characters. After all, there are plenty more possible Alice in Wonderland references to be explored. For starters, we haven't seen Tweedledum and Tweedledee making words mean what they want them to mean. So, what could a third season hold? It could be that all the contestants are in a virtual reality environment, much like the one Arisu found himself in during the final episode. In that delusion, Arisu was tricked into believing he was hospitalized and that these series of games were a fabrication of the mind. Thankfully, with the help of Usagi, he clawed his way free from that mental trap. But it's possible they all could have slipped into another when they gave up the chance to become residents of the game. In doing so, it's likely that a new game has already started, and they'll have to break free. That will prove pretty difficult for the team, who have no memory of the games or their relationships with one another. The cards have increased in difficulty, intensity, and severity as the gamers transcended to the face cards level, which means the Joker now has the potential to be the cruelest of them all. If the Joker adopts the characteristics of its name, there could be a series of sinister tricks and manipulations in store for Arisu's battered gang as they continue to be puppeteered by the Game Masters. Speaking of the Game Masters, Arisu and Co.'s successes meant the death of the existing face card, Game Masters, which were revealed to have been former gamers who became citizens. After winning the last face card game, the players were given the opportunity to become citizens or decline the offer and take their chances with whatever fate threw their way, their pseudo-reality, as it turned out. While many turned down the chance to remain in the game under less precarious circumstances, new characters Banda, Hayato Isomura, and Yaba, Katsuya Maiguma, chose to become residents, which means they could be Season 3's new Game Masters. Of course, the show caught up with the source material at the end of Season 2, so there's a chance the story's been told, but the themes explored in the manga series and in the show are so huge that they could be expanded upon in a third season.